communication is key to a good relationship, what's the key to communication? Sometimes we struggle with getting the words out, or we talk to our partner but doesn't really lead anywhere. It actually leads to even more conflict, which is the opposite of what we want. So we have this notion that we need to better our communication, that we need to talk about everything. When we're talking about communication in couples, what makes it so effective is if we're able to articulate and say our desires and our longing. Behind every problem, behind every conversation, behind every communication, there is a desire and a longing. We don't get upset about the problem or the issue itself. We get upset because what the problem or issue, what it means, how the other person sees it, what they do about it. Are they there for us? Are they there for us the way we need it? Can we articulate what do we need in those moments? These are all components of communication. To give you an example, a couple been together for 4 years, we'll call them Mary and John. Now, Mary, when she gets home from work, she gets into cleaning and cooking. She first starts off with cooking, she said, and then she gets into cleaning. It's just the dynamic of their relationship. It's how they've been set up. Now, the longer they've been together, Mary is asking for more help. She wants more help from John to help her with different things. Now, from John's point of view, when he looks at Mary, when he comes home, she's in a rhythm. She's in her own space going through cooking and cleaning, and he doesn't really know where to fit in or what to do. So he goes to her and asks her for help. What do you need help with? What do you need me to do? And she often tells him nothing, or she gives him one little thing and then he asks for the next thing, and she gets frustrated about something and she says nothing. And then at night, she complains that he doesn't help her enough. He doesn't take care of his portion of the load. He doesn't do enough. All he does is ask questions. And he is completely lost. He doesn't know. I mean, you've asked for help. I've been offering help to you every day, and you say no. And now you're complaining about not receiving help. I don't know. He doesn't know what to do. He goes, I don't know what you want from me. So they've come to me for help. They've come to me to help them with communication and how to get through this problem. And this is where those components of communication come in, because we're not just talking about how to fix the problem on the surface. I want to know from Mary's point of view how she feels, what she needs, how does she feel in that moment, and how he can help. He's obviously offering help, but he's not offering help in the way that she needs. But she also hasn't quite communicated what she needs in that moment. She's obviously in her own head, in her own space, in her own rhythm, and he doesn't know how to approach that. He doesn't know how to fit into that. And she's also getting very short with him. She's running out of patience because she's in her own mode. And every time he comes in with a question, he interrupts her. He kind of pulls her out of it. And she feels alone in these moments. She feels almost abandoned in these moments because she feels like she's the one that has to take care of everything, and he isn't taking the responsibility to look at what needs to get done and actually get it done. So talking both with Mary and John, what is each of them wanting for? What is each of them longing for? What is their deeper desire? So it's not just about him doing half of the housework. It's also about her not feeling alone, not feeling abandoned in that moment. And it's much deeper than the initial problem. And this is where the beauty or the power of communication comes in, because you're able to express what's deep down. You're able to express what you're feeling, and you're able to articulate to the person what you're needing. Again, it's deeper than just a surface level problem. When you can articulate, when you can communicate that to each other, your longings, your deeper desires, then you can talk about how to solve the problem. Then you can bring in strategies on how to move forward. When the other person sees your world, when the other person understands your world, and when you can understand the other person's world, then you can talk about strategies. I find the strategy side of things on how to solve a problem, people find that the easiest. Usually when you go into a brainstorming session, you start with 1 or 2, and all of a sudden everybody has 10 ways that you can solve that problem, and both of them contribute ideas of ways that they can do something differently equally, usually. But the key to communication is to express your longing and desires so the other person can see your world. We struggle when we look at a problem, we look at a problem from our own perspective, from our own what we know, from our own blueprint. So we struggle when we say, for example, with John, he struggles to see what the issue is with him asking for help because he doesn't know what Mary is experiencing. He doesn't know what's going through Mary's head because she also isn't telling him that. And Mary struggles to see, I don't understand how you cannot look at what needs to get done and just get it done. Why do you need me to tell you everything? Why aren't you doing your share of the housework? So this is where conflict comes in because all they're talking about is the surface level. They're not talking about their longing and desires. And that is the key to communication.